unfolding, but there was media there nonetheless. And the headlines read, "Crazy Preacher Interrupts Court Proceedings." So he got a lot of attention there in New York City, and it wasn't with the government officials, it wasn't really with the police department, and it wasn't with the philanthropists, but it was with the street gangs of New York. Because, you see, Brother Wilkerson was a sidewalk preacher. And he'd pick him a corner and he'd stand out there and he'd share the good news. And, well, as these gang members would come by, they would recognize him. They'd say, "Hey, man, that's that crazy preacher that interrupted the court proceedings." And he got a lot of attention. And doors began to open. And really from those humble beginnings, the ministry of Teen Challenge was birthed. Teen Challenge has over 1,100 centers worldwide, about 225 here in the United States, 6 of which, soon to be 7, amen, Freedom Challenge, making number 7, right here in our great state of Oklahoma. I'm the executive director of Sunrise Ranch, an adult men's facility, and Freedom Challenge, the new facility at Lawton Correctional Facility. We have a women's program in Shakota. We have a 2nd and 3rd men's program in Oklahoma City and Sapulpa. Adolescent boys are in Jay, Oklahoma, and adolescent girls are in Disney, Oklahoma. So if you have someone that's in need of the ministry of Teen Challenge, we got the bases covered. Get this brochure in their hand, reach out to us, and we'll be glad to help. You know, one of the interesting things I find about Teen Challenge is that people just cannot fathom why the success rate is so high. And they've done study after study after study on Teen Challenge. The one I'm most familiar with was done by Dr. Bickman at Northwestern University. It was a government-funded study at a secular university. And what they did is they used Teen Challenge as the faith-based model of recovery, and they compared it to secular programs. And within that study, what they determined was that the faith-based model of Teen Challenge had an 86% success rate, as opposed to the secular model, which had a less than 10% success rate. Now listen, within that study, they stated plainly that the reason for the success was something that they referred to as the Jesus factor. Folks, you and I know that it's Christ that makes the difference. Amen? Amen. Well, our government, with all their wisdom, they got a hold of this study and they thought, what great numbers, man. What a great program. We need to be part of this. And when they approached Teen Challenge, they said, hey, you know, we would love to be part of this. We would love to help this ministry. We would love to help this cause. But there's one thing that we're going to have to do, and we're going to have to eliminate this Jesus factor. Well, folks, I'm proud to say that Teen Challenge has never eliminated the Jesus factor. And we're not getting any government funding either. But that just means they can't tell us what to do. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It is Christ that makes a difference. And we all know that. And this morning you're going to get to see that through some testimony. You know, I remember sitting in a service, really was over at Lawton First Assembly. One of my favorite ministers here in our state, Brother Dwayne Jones, was there. Many of you know Brother Dwayne Jones. And he had with him a young minister from India. For lack of better words, he was that young minister was a product of the Buntain Ministries. He had grown up in the orphanages that the Buntains had created, and he later attended a Bible college that the Buntains had started. And there he was, on the platform, as I am this morning, ministering. And I remember sitting there thinking, you know, this is a great way to see the results of a ministry. I'm seeing it face to face, person to person. Now, don't get me wrong. Videos are great, and you know, reading the story about a ministry is great. But I got to see the product right there before my eyes. And I remember the Lord kind of checking me in my spirit, going, you know what? You've got that privilege of doing the very same thing Sunday after Sunday after Sunday by bringing my handiwork into a congregation and showing it off. And that's really what we want to do this morning. Is I've got 5 men with me this morning. I'm going to do my very best to allow all of them to give a short testimony. But I really feel like the Lord has laid upon my heart that I would like to bring a message from the Word of God this morning. And but without any further ado, I'm going to bring forward who we got first, Kendrick. Kendrick, come on, brother. Right.
Good morning.
You may have to duck.
I'm Kendrick, and I'm 22 years old. I was born and raised in Pampa, Texas. I was raised in a church home and stuff like that, you know, and going to church every day. And when I was doing that, I kind of hang around with the wrong crowd. Got into gang life pretty early. From that, you know, I was, you know, smoking, and from that, you know, into the hard drugs and stuff, and from the drugs and stuff, started robbing people, stealing from people, lying to people, you know. From that, man, kind of got tired of it, you know, and I got adopted when I was 16 years old from a wonderful family and stuff, and from that, started doing the same thing over, but it was like a cycle, you know. When you do things you used to, you know, you go to that cycle, you know. And from doing that, they found this place called Teen Challenge, you know, and I didn't really want to go at first, because they was like, man, just 13 months. I was like, hold on, you know. I don't want to do a year Teen Challenge, you know. I thought it was gonna be like 6 months. I can do that, you know. And from that, you know, I started like scoping people out and see, you know, what I was gonna really do. I started seeing other people change in this ministry and stuff, and I was like, man, I really do want that, you know. I want to get, when you from going to church at a little age and stuff, you go back to the place you go back to the place you know and stuff. God come and find you and stuff, you know. And from that, I've been in this program for 4 months now, and God totally changed my life and stuff. And I found great brothers and found family members that loves me now and stuff like that. And I just want to tell y'all, man, just stick with God, man. He never leads you in a wrong path. He loves you first and stuff like that. And I just want to tell y'all, God bless y'all and thank you for having us.
Amen.